Welcome to the Idiot Box. This is Invincible Season 1, Episode 1 through 4. The show starts with two security guards at the White House having a heartfelt conversation where they are attacked by the Mauler twins. But don't worry, the Guardians of the Globe have come for the rescue. At this point, we meet Omni-Man. The Mauler twins are captured through combined effort of the heroes. Omni-Man, who goes by his civilian name of Nolan Grayson, has wife Debbie and son Mark. At school, Mark sees Amber being harassed by Todd. He intervenes but is beaten up before Amber saves him. Mark also works part-time at a local burger place, and while taking out garbage, he throws the bag into orbit. He tells his parent that he is finally getting his powers. In a flashback, we see Omni-Man telling Mark that he is from the alien planet of Viltrum, and he was sent to Earth as a mission to help lesser developed worlds. In present, Mark flies for the first time and venture into space, but he can't stick the landing. In the morning, Omni-Man teaches Mark the basics in flying and combat where he goes a bit far. Mark listens as his father discusses with Debbie if Mark hadn't received his power at all. Pissed off, Mark invites Todd to hit him, but his punches don't have any effect. Later, Mark puts on a mask and flies through the city to be a hero and tries to stop a robbery where he fights Titan, a criminal who covers his body with stone. He defeats Titan but is lectured by Omni-Man for the collateral damage he caused. Omni-Man takes Mark to meet Art, who makes superhero costumes. Now adorning a new costume and some little training, Mark stops a villain and introduces himself as Invincible. Later, the Guardians of the Globe get an emergency call and they reach their headquarters. Omni-Man attacks the heroes and slaughters them one by one, and passes out after killing them. A team from the Global Defense Agency led by Cecil arrives at the scene and takes Omni-Man to their medical facility. Donald, Cecil's right-hand man, brings Mark and Debbie to see Nolan. Cecil gets news of an attack in the city. Mark arrives at the location to see an alien invasion from some alternate dimension. Mark engages the army, but he is not prepared for the fight. A new team of superheroes arrive for help, but they are soon outnumbered too. Before the heroes are about to be defeated, the aliens start to age quickly and they run back to the portal they came from, and the day is saved for now. At the school, Mark speaks with Eve, the hero who was in the fight with him. Cecil and GDA investigate the crime scene of the superhero massacre where they meet Damien Darkblood, demon detective who is also investigating the crime scene. Eve introduces Mark with the rest of her teen team. There's Rex Splode, Eve's boyfriend with explosive powers, Duplicate who can make clones of herself, and Robot, the leader. Robot identifies that the aliens who attacked them are called Flaxons, and he has developed an early warning system to detect them. The aliens attack from the portal and invade the city again, but this time they are not getting older. Robot deduces that the aliens have found a way to counteract the aging. During the fight, the team is about to be defeated when Mark figures out that the bands on the aliens' wrist prevent them from aging, so the team breaks the wristbands and send them running. Mark receives a call and rushes to the GDA to meet his now awake dad. At discharge, Nolan asks for his superhero costume back. A week later, Cecil visits the Graysons and tells Nolan that an alien is approaching Earth and Mark volunteers to fight him. Mark flies off into space to fight the one-eyed alien, who has the ability of telepathy, and they crash on the moon. The alien introduces himself as Alan. He is an evaluation officer from Coalition of Planets who is sent to different planets to check if they are capable of handling themselves against alien threats, and the planet Urath is on the list. Mark tells him that he is on the planet Earth. Realizing that he made a mistake, Alan leaves. Cecil asks Nolan about what happened at the Day of Guardian massacre. Nolan tells that when he reached the Guardian headquarters, he was attacked in the dark and didn't see who attacked them. The next day, Todd apologizes to Mark for beating him because Amber is blackmailing him, and Todd gives Mark her number. The Flaxons attack again, and Robot's analysis reveals that the Flaxons have made themselves completely immune to Earth's time stream and suggest nuking the city, but the team disagrees. Once again, the teen team is struggling to fight the Flaxon army, and Mark is being beaten by the Flaxon leader. Omni-Man arrives to fight the Flaxons, and he overpowers the entire army and decimates their numbers. The Flaxons start to run, and Omni-Man follows them through the portal as it closes. Mark arrives home, but Debbie is not concerned. In the Flaxon home world, Omni-Man comments that Earth isn't theirs to conquer and decimates the planet, and comes back home. The public announcement is made that the Guardians of the Globe are dead. Darkblood tells Cecil that Killer is one of the Guardians, or Omni-Man, but Cecil dismisses him and asks Donald to put a surveillance on the Graysons. At the Guardian's funeral, Omni-Man expresses his grief. Cecil enlists Robot in creating a team which would be the new Guardians of the Globe. After the funeral, Mark calls Amber and invites her on a study date. At the Teen Team headquarters, Eve catches Rex cheating on him with Duplicate and breaks up with him. At the Pentagon, Robot calls for a tryout for the heroes who will be selected as the new Guardians of the Globe. Robot wants Invincible to join, but he refuses, stating that his father wants to train him. In the end, Robot introduces the new Guardians: Black Samson, Shrinking Ray, Duplicate, Monster Girl, and Rex Splode. He also wants Eve to join, but she refuses. The new Guardians meet up, but they have disagreements. On his date with Amber, Cecil intervenes and tasks Mark to deal with a supervillain on Mount Rushmore. Mark makes an excuse and leaves Amber. Eve and Mark arrive on the scene to fight Doc Seismic. They save a bunch of people and defeat the villain, and Mark rushes back to Amber. Elsewhere, Donald informs Cecil that he has found a kaiju which Omni-Man had trouble fighting. Cecil ordered to put the monster on ice, implying it might be useful someday. Rex apologizes to Eve, but she doesn't forgive him. She comes to check on Mark only to find him with Amber and a secure facility where the captured supervillains are held. Someone helps the Mauler twins escape. During the escape, one of the twins is killed. It turns out Robot was the one who helped them escape. At the Grayson household, Debbie is approached by Darkblood asking about the massacre, but Debbie doesn't know anything. But Debbie had started noticing the change in Nolan's attitude ever since Mark got his powers. Mark goes with Amber on another date. Nolan visits Darkblood, accusing him of frightening his wife. In turn, Darkblood accuses Nolan for murdering the Guardians. Nolan says that no one is going to believe him. Elsewhere, the Mauler creates a clone of himself. The new Guardians arrive at their new headquarters, and during an argument, Robot acquires Rex's blood. Cecil visits the Grayson house and requests Mark to secretly follow a bunch of astronauts on a manned mission to Mars, and after some consideration, Mark agrees. Mark asks Eve for advice on revealing his secret identity to Amber. Mark visits Amber's house and tells her he is going away for a bit, and hitchhikes on the spaceship to Mars. Debbie and Nolan go on a date to Rome, and Mark arrives on Mars. He keeps an eye on the astronaut from afar and gets distracted by his phone. He looks at the ship and notices that the astronauts are missing. In Rome, a monster attacks, but Nolan says he is on vacation and lets Cecil handle it. Darkblood investigates the Grayson house and Cecil arrests him. On Mars, Mark is attacked by some parasitic aliens and then arrested by the Martians. It is revealed Mars is invaded by sequids who can possess people, and they can't let anyone leave the planet to prevent the spread. Mark helps the astronaut escape the planet, but turns out one of the Martian has disguised himself as one of the astronauts, and Martians are attacked by the possessed astronaut. Mark gives Amber a Martian rock but doesn't tell her that it is from Mars. Cecil sends Darkblood to hell because they don't want to make a move until they know why Nolan killed the Guardians and how to stop him. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed our journey today, punch that like button with the might of a Viltrumite, share this video to spread the heroic deeds, and subscribe to join our League of Extraordinary Viewers.